shift to a place where you only feel good. What I'm about to share with you goes against my belief that I had my entire life, which is all emotions are good. Frustration, anger, they can be a good sign that you care about what you're doing and you're passionate about it. But what I've realized only this year is that even though all emotions are useful, we should not stay within those emotions. And in fact, what we want to do is recondition our mind and our nervous system, because your emotions, they come through your nervous system, to a place where you only feel good. Imagine that you woke up tomorrow and you were only capable of feeling 3 emotions. This is how we're going to explain it here. What emotions would you choose for the day? Would you choose stress? Would you choose sadness or depression? Or would you choose excitement, gratitude, feeling calm? What would you choose for the day ahead? And this to me has been by far the biggest lesson, because what I've been able to do is I ask myself every day, and this is how I've started to shift to this way of thinking and believing, because your emotions come from your beliefs, your state of mind comes from your beliefs. I ask myself each morning, what can I do now that is from my highest level of excitement, from my bliss? How do I operate from this level for the day? And when I first asked that question, a lot of resistance came up. It's like, how fucking dare you? How dare you deserve to be in your bliss for the day? I mean, there's stuff happening around the world. People are in pain, people are being killed, whatever. Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to help them if I am feeling sorry for myself, or if I'm frustrated about something that isn't even relevant. When we realize that if you can live from your highest level of bliss, your highest level of excitement, that puts you in a position where you're much more creative, you're open-minded. You're not going to simply want to consume social media, YouTube, or whatever the case. Instead, you're putting yourself in a position of strength. Because if you were saying, wow, I'm feeling good through my whole body language, my thoughts, my feelings, everything right now is in flow. And when you're in flow, you cannot get anything wrong. And when you're out of flow, you cannot get anything right. So quite literally this morning, this is where I sat down in this coffee shop and I thought, what can I do that's from my highest level of excitement, from my bliss? What can I do right now? And the answer was, do your YouTube video. Talk about this, get on here and share. And that's why I'm filming this video. And it's so easy in a world where we've been conditioned that survival is the key. Dog eat dog, we've got to just survive. And that is the reality for many, many people around the world. The vast majority of the people around the world are lacking education, or the educational system is not in place. They haven't even got running water. There's wars going on. So if you have food in your belly and a roof over your head, you are already rich. And if you have your health on top of that, you're one of the richest people in the world. You are already in the top 1%. And if you're young, you get a whole life ahead. I mean, we can keep adding to the list. There's so much to be grateful for. But what happens is that we end up being conditioned through overconsumption, through consumerism, right? Especially in today's world, it's all about getting the latest iPhone, watching. We've got infinite choice when it comes to watching a movie on Netflix or Prime or whatever, and we've lost that ability to step back from all of it and say, well, what does this all mean? What's it doing for conditioning me as a human being, this human experience that I'm having? And I'll be honest, I've spent too many years trying to strategize my way to a better position in life. And I thought that I could outsmart my nervous system. I didn't realize it consciously at the time, but I was thinking, once I hit this much money, once I achieve this level of freedom in terms of how I can, can I live on the other side of the world, which I've done now for 3 years. And what kept happening is whatever I achieved, I still felt the same. I might feel good for a period of time, but then I'd still feel the same. The same anxieties would come up, the same stress, the same worries, the same fears. the same lack of motivation or just feeling like shit about myself. And it's like, no, hold on a second. None of all this stuff is so superficial and external. All that fundamentally matters is, what is my bliss? What is my highest level of excitement? How can I show up the best for me today? And that's going to help you break through with everything. You're going to be more influential to other people. You're going to be more inspired to go and go after any goals that you've got. You're not going to feel so guilty. So for example, here's me enjoying the weekend with my cocoa drink. I would feel guilty about this before. Oh goodness, how can I have this sugar in the morning, and it's so bad for you? Well, if you tell yourself that, your wish is my command. That's exactly what you're going to get. Where instead, and this is how powerful the mind is, we can end up giving ourselves, what's the word I'm looking for? We can literally give ourselves an anxiety when it comes to food, right? Eating disorders by literally the thoughts that we're having. And that's how I felt when I was so extreme with my diet. And I'm still like to eat clean, but at the same time, I would look at food and say, that's going to give me symptoms. Before I even think about it, I'd look at it and say, that's going to give me problems. And it would, every single time, because that's how powerful the mind is. What I've learned to do is say, well, and now and then I'm going to enjoy this, and it's going to be good for me to sit and enjoy and be in this coffee shop, and it's great. Does that mean that I'm going to go and drink loads of alcohol and say, well, it's going to be great, it's going to be amazing? No, that's all short-term dopamine. We're missing what this is about. But ask, what is your highest level of bliss? If you were to live the next 10 days, right? We're not going to challenge you that much. Let's say the next 3 days, and you keep on reminding yourself, the next thing I'm about to do, if you get bored, just sit there with it, rather than scrolling your phone, or, scrolling social media. Sit there with that feeling and say, okay, what would be my highest level of bliss right now? Yeah. And you might jump to an external. You might say, well, my highest level of bliss is to be rich and have a mansion. Okay, great. But can you do that today? Is that literally your highest level of bliss now? You're talking an external. What about right now in this moment? What can you do now? Who can you be now? What decision can you make now? And as the more you condition this, what I'm finding, the more I condition this. So for example, at the beginning, I had to remind myself constantly throughout the day, and I found myself becoming more and more conscious and aware of my emotions. And I'm like, fuck, wow, I actually feel quite negative a lot of the time. This was at the beginning when I first started doing this. And then I would say, right, what's my highest level of bliss right now? And I might need to put my phone down and just sit with it for like 2-3 minutes. And then these emotions kept happening, these negative emotions, frustration or loneliness or whatever it was, kept coming up. And I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? Well, what's my highest level of bliss? Is it something I can't control? Right. So say, for example, I was feeling lonely. Instead of just feeling sorry for myself that I felt lonely, I was like, wow, what an opportunity to go deeper on. Like, maybe I'm not loving myself enough. So what's my highest level of bliss now? I'll do something for me. I'll take myself out for a date. So I'll go for a nice dinner or something, or something even more simple, just sit on my balcony and have a cup of tea and then sit with it. And then these emotions, this is the next thing that happened, is that these emotions would run, and I could literally feel it like it was separate from me. And I still get it a little bit as well. I could feel like loneliness or frustration running like a program. And then what started to happen is that as I separated myself from that emotion and I just sat with it, it was almost as if my nervous system and my overall beingness was like, oh, you don't need to feel this anymore. And it just went away. It went away. And then I was free. Then I was free to say, okay, cool, what's my highest level of bliss now? So the best thing that we can do is sit with the emotion. Don't be on your phone. Don't be consuming. And let that happen, but then say, what is my highest level of bliss? So I want to share this with you today. And yeah, this is, again, I seem to be going in a different direction with my YouTube channel overall, just sharing what I feel like each day. But have a good one, and let me know your thoughts below. Have you been through this? Have you tried this exercise? And if you haven't yet, give it a go and comment below. See you later.